Let me tell you the most comfortable lie you whisper to yourself. The lie that feels like a warm blanket on a cold night. It's not my fault. That blanket is keeping you safe, but it is also keeping you weak. Today, we burn it to the ground. In this briefing, you will learn the 3 Stoic pillars of absolute responsibility. It is a system to reclaim your power, to stop being a victim of your life, and to become its master. You know the words. They feel good to say. It's not my fault. The project failed because the team was lazy. The relationship ended because they were too demanding. You are unhappy because the world is unfair. For a brief moment, these words feel like a shield. They protect your ego from the sharp sting of failure. But this shield is a cage. Each time you say, "It's not my fault," you are whispering a terrible curse upon yourself. You are saying, "I am powerless." You are saying, "I have no control." You are trading a moment of comfort for a lifetime of weakness. You have been taught that being a victim earns you sympathy. The ancient Stoics knew that it costs you something far more valuable, your own power. Look at your own life, not for excuses, but for evidence. Think of the last time something went wrong, and your first thought was to find someone or something else to blame. The traffic made you late. The unfair boss overlooked you. Your lack of luck held you back. Each one of these excuses was a link in a chain that binds you to a life of mediocrity, a life where you are a passenger, not a driver. You see the world as a series of things that happen to you. The Stoic sees the world as a series of things they can respond to. This is the great shift. The problem is not the bad thing that happened. The problem is the story you tell yourself that you had no part in it. This story, this "it's not my fault" story, keeps you from learning. It keeps you from growing. It guarantees that you will make the same mistake over and over again, because you refuse to see your own role in the pattern. The "it's not my fault" trap. This addiction to blaming the outside world is a deep mental habit. It is a way to avoid the hard, painful work of self-examination. To break this habit, we must see its flawed logic. It is built on 3 great crumbling pillars. They are the lies that keep you a victim. We will now demolish them. Pillar 1. The illusion of control. The first pillar is the great lie that your job is to control the world. You believe that if you could just control your boss, your partner, the economy, then everything would be okay. And when they do not act the way you want them to, you feel frustrated. You feel like a victim of their bad behavior. You say, "It's not my fault they are this way." This is a fundamental misunderstanding of where your power lies. The Stoics had a simple, powerful tool for this. It is called the dichotomy of control. It divides the entire universe into 2 categories. First, the things you cannot control. Second, the things you can. What can't you control? Almost everything. the weather, the traffic, what other people say, what other people think, what other people do, their past, their future, their feelings. To try and control these things is a form of insanity. It is a game you are guaranteed to lose every single time. What can you control? Only one small sacred territory. Your own thoughts, your own judgments, your own actions, your response. This is the beginning and the end of your empire. It is the only place your power is absolute. Let's make this real. The traffic is terrible, and it makes you late for a meeting. The victim says, "It's not my fault. The traffic was insane." They have given all their power to the traffic. They are a victim of the road. The Stoic, the master of their own soul, sees it differently. They ask, what part of this was in my control? They could not control the traffic. That is a fact. But they could have controlled the time they left. They could have controlled their choice to check the traffic report before they left. They could control their response upon arriving, offering a calm apology instead of a frantic excuse. Some things are up to us, and some things are not up to us. Epictetus. This is not about blaming yourself. It is about reclaiming your agency. It is a ruthless search for the small part of any situation that was, and always is, yours to command. A "it's not my fault" mindset makes you blind to this power. It focuses only on what is outside your control. And so, you remain a victim forever. The Stoic path is to obsessively, relentlessly, focus on that one small, glorious circle of your own power. This is your first mission. The next time you find yourself wanting to say, "It's not my fault," you will perform a silent audit. You will ask yourself this question: what is the 1% of this situation that was in my control? Maybe it was a choice you made earlier. Maybe it is the choice you are about to make in your response. Find that 1% and focus all your energy there. This is the first step to taking your power back. Pillar 2. The poison of blame. The second pillar of this prison is the lie that blame is a form of justice. When something goes wrong, you believe that finding the person to blame is the most important task. It feels fair. It feels righteous. You have found the guilty party. You can now place all the negative energy of the failure onto them. You are clean. You are innocent. But blame is not justice. Blame is a poison. It is a poison you drink, hoping the other person will get sick. The moment you blame, you have once again made yourself the victim. You have given the other person the power. You are saying, "Your action is the cause of my unhappiness." Your emotional state is now a hostage to their behavior. Let's say your partner says something that hurts you. The victim's response is to blame. "You hurt me. It's your fault I feel this way." Now a battle begins. A battle of who is right and who is wrong. a battle you have already lost because you have made your inner peace dependent on them admitting they were wrong, and they may never do that. The Stoic takes a different, more powerful path. They see the event, the hurtful words. They feel the sting of pain. But instead of immediately turning outwards to blame, they turn inwards. They ask a different set of questions. Why did this hurt me so much? What belief of mine did these words trigger? What old wound did this touch? They understand that the other person's words were just the trigger. The bullet was already inside them. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. Seneca. This is not to say the other person's behavior was okay. It may have been wrong, but the Stoic is a strategist. They know that focusing on the other person's wrongness is a waste of energy. It leads nowhere. The only useful place to put your energy is on your own reaction. Why am I so easily triggered by this? How can I build my inner citadel so that these words no longer have the power to pierce its walls? Blame keeps you focused on the past. It keeps you trapped in a loop of resentment. Responsibility, the Stoic kind of responsibility, is always focused on the future. That happened. It was outside my control. Now, what is my next, most virtuous move? How can I use this data to make myself stronger? A victim seeks justice from the world. The Stoic creates justice within himself. This is your second mission. The next time you feel the urge to blame someone, you will perform a strategic reframe. You will complete this sentence in your mind. Their action was the trigger, but my reaction is my responsibility. Because ... double quotes, and you will try to find the hidden belief or insecurity in you that the trigger activated. This is not about letting them off the hook. It is about taking yourself off their hook. Pillar 3. The comfort of the cage. The third and final pillar is the most secret and the most powerful. It is the lie that being a victim is comfortable. This is the truth no one wants to admit. There is a strange, dark comfort in the "it's not my fault" mindset. When nothing is your fault, nothing is your responsibility. You don't have to do the hard work of changing. You don't have to take risks. You don't have to face the terrifying possibility that you might try and fail. You can remain in your current state, safe in the knowledge that your lack of progress is the world's fault, not yours. You get to be the tragic hero. You get sympathy. You get to complain. Complaining is a powerful, addictive form of social bonding. This comfort is a cage. It is a warm, soft, padded prison cell. It protects you from the sharp edges of reality. It protects you from the hard work of growth. And it will be the place where your potential goes to die. To be a victim is to choose comfort over power. It is to choose safety over freedom. The Stoic path is the path of the warrior. It is the path of choosing power over comfort every single time. It is the path of embracing what they called the voluntary hardship. It is the act of deliberately choosing difficult things in order to make yourself stronger. The Stoic knows that the muscle that is not exercised will grow weak. The character that is not tested will become soft. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Socrates. The old is your identity as a victim. The new is your identity as a master. You cannot build the new while you are still clinging to the comforts of the old. You must be willing to let go of the sympathy. You must be willing to let go of the excuses. You must be willing to stand alone and to say, everything in my life from this point forward is a result of my choices and my reactions. I am the cause. I am the source. I am responsible. This is the most terrifying and the most powerful declaration a human being can make. This is the moment of your abdication or your coronation. You can choose to remain the comfortable victim, or you can choose to become the responsible king or queen of your own life. The choice is yours. If you are ready to claim your throne, then you must make it real. Go to the comments right now and make the ultimate declaration of power. Write, I am responsible. This is the oath that breaks all chains. Now, let us learn the rituals of your new reign. Now, we move from deconstruction to construction, from the victim to the victor. 3 practical Stoic rituals to forge the principle of absolute responsibility into your very soul. The first ritual, the responsibility we frame. For the next week, you will ban the phrase, "It's not my fault," from your vocabulary, both spoken and unspoken. When something goes wrong, you will force yourself to reframe the situation. You will not lie and take blame for things you did not do, but you will relentlessly search for your point of agency. Instead of, "The traffic made me late," you will say, "I did not plan for the possibility of traffic." Instead of, "My boss is unfair," you will say, "I have not yet found a way to effectively communicate my value to my boss." This is a subtle but profound shift. It moves you from a passive object to an active subject in every story. The second ritual, the control inventory. Each evening, you will take a moment to review the one thing that caused you the most stress that day. You will draw a small circle on a piece of paper. Inside the circle, you will write down every single aspect of that situation that was 100% in your control. Usually, this will be your reactions, your choices, your effort. Outside the circle, you will write down everything that was outside your control. The other person's behavior, the outcome, luck. Your mission is to train your mind to spend 99% of its energy on what is inside that circle, and to practice a calm, strategic indifference to everything outside of it. The third ritual, the amor fati affirmation. The next time something happens that is truly, completely outside your control, a flight is canceled, it starts to rain, someone acts in a completely irrational way, you'll perform a small, powerful ritual. You will take a deep breath, and you will say to yourself, "This is now a part of my story. I choose this. I will use this." You are not saying you like it. You are saying you accept it. You are taking the raw, chaotic material of fate, and you are declaring your power to turn it into a tool for your own growth. This is the ultimate move of the master, to take the very thing that was meant to be an obstacle and to make it the way. You are not a leaf in the wind, blown about by the forces of circumstance. You are the captain of your own ship. You do not control the sea. You do not control the weather. You do not control the storm. You control only two things: the rudder and the sails, your responses and your choices. And that is enough. The comfortable, cowardly story that you were a victim was the prison. The hard, terrifying, and glorious truth that you are responsible for the quality of your own life is freedom. Let others have their excuses. Let them have the fleeting comfort of blame. You are on a different path, the path of the Stoic, the path of the master, the path of absolute, terrifying, and beautiful power. The throne is empty. It has your name on it. The question is, are you brave enough to take it? If you are ready to continue this journey, to move from victim to sovereign, then subscribe to the Stoic Citadel. This is not a place for the powerless. It is a training ground for the authors of their own lives. Finally, one last time, go to the comments and seal your coronation oath. Write, "I am responsible." Your training continues. You have learned to take responsibility for your own mind. Now you must learn to take responsibility for your own words. Your next briefing is on the screen now. Click it to learn how to build authority through honesty, not through ego.